there, and welcome to another edition of Johnny Davis Live. That's right, we're here on this February 21st, 2025. Should be a fun day of conversation with the one and the only Mr. Hunter Sheeran. There, we're going to be chatting with him a little bit. Also expecting Mr. Courtney Reed to also pop in, and perhaps Mr. Tony and Chris Rossi for some upcoming fights that we have going on. As you see on the screen right there, tomorrow in Durham, North Carolina, Mr. Don Rogers putting on his another edition of his Triangle Kickboxing promotion, where he has a full card, about 18 fights on that card on tomorrow, at least 2 IKF certified title fights. It should be a lot of fun. It should be a great card. He always does a great show. And I think that people should come out and enjoy that particular event. And remember, if you can't be on the scene, be on the screen, akplive.com. Again, that's going on tomorrow in Durham, North Carolina. I think if I get this right, doors will open around 4 o'clock and fights will start around 5. Again, it's a full card of action, and I think that it's a good card that you should be on. Again, if you can't make it out, check it out on pay-per-view, akplive.com. That's tomorrow at the Durham Armory in Durham, North Carolina. Triangle Kickboxing Promotions presents an IKF kickboxing card with some great super fights on it. In particular, 2 title fights. Hope you guys will plan to come on. I see Mr. JB Barnes on saying big game. Hunter, I'm assuming he's talking about you. Yeah. But anyway, though, we'll be chatting with him in just a moment, but I want to give you that information about what's coming up. And today's show, as I was mentioning a little bit earlier, we're going to be speaking with Mr. Hunter Sheeran. Hunter Sheeran is a fighter who we met here not that long ago. He's fought a couple of times in the IKF spring, well, at least the IKF East Coast Classic. He is an exciting fighter. He's a big guy, and you know what? Really fun, has the best attitude in the world. But when he gets in that ring, he turns into a beast. So I'm going to jump right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Hunter Sheeran. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. It's always a pleasure being on you. We were talking earlier, cutting it up, and I was like, you know what? If it's just me and you, like I said, always a pleasure. So thank you for having me on, and I'm ready to talk about whatever. So let's get it going.
Absolutely, Hunter. Absolutely. We have so many things going on right now in the region. Got a lot of other events that are happening and stuff like that. We like to try to put a little bit of attention on our fighters. To hopefully they will stand out when we're doing what we do. But you are a standout kind of guy, Hunter. I mean, it's just, hey, listen, not the fact that you're 6'7", 6'8", 6'8", well, not the fact that you are about 300 pounds. I mean, let's just assume, right, that you stand out just a little bit. So, which is not a bad thing. I think standing out is a good thing. I think it's great that you've chosen this particular sport, to be involved with. I think we need people like you, to come out and show. But it's not just your size and not just your demeanor. It's that spirit that you have that stands out to me, because you're so nice. Gentle giant, I guess would be the right words.
Yes, sir.
You're so nice, but when you get in that ring, I mean, I don't know if it's just like a thrill. It's like, I don't know if it's just this is just my high or what it is. Man, break that down for me. What is the feeling when you get in that ring?
I'd be lying if I said I really had any thoughts at all. There's a lot of thoughts leading up to it. There's pressure and there's feeling of having to be great and having to go out there and perform, and knowing that there's someone else training to try to hurt you and take what you want. But I mean, if I'm being quite frank about it, I think it's really just the support system. Like, that's all that really goes through my mind. That's the training, just like going through just the process, like when it's hard and I'm having a bad day and I'm like, oh, I got to eat better, do whatever. I think about all my friends are going to be there and my family who's making the travels and the people who are paying money. And really that's all it is to me. It's making people proud, myself proud, continuing the journey. And I think just my thoughts all around is just being a better version of myself,
Right.
just trying to bettering myself, encouraging my friends and making my family proud.
Would you? Yeah. And I hear you say that, but which one you think weighs the most? Is it that thirst that you have for fighting and victory, or is it really to please your family members and friends? Which one do you think might weigh a little bit more than the other?
Okay.
Right. Johnny Davis Live, real talk, real solutions.
All right, I'm going to be so honest with you. My whole life I've been competitive. If I'm playing a video game, I'm competitive. If I'm playing a card game, I'm competitive. If we're playing football on the street as a 12-year-old, I'm competitive. So
will the real Hunter please stand up?
I want to win. It's motivation having support and motivation having my family always in my corner and my friends. But at the end of the day, I want to win. I want the belt. I really want to be at the top of what I'm trying to fight for. And I think that's the biggest motivation of it all. I think the support system is what makes it happen, but the drive comes from winning and trying to prove people wrong and prove myself wrong from what I expected 3 years ago. So there's a lot to it.
When you say prove yourself wrong, that tells me something else. That at some point in your life, perhaps you didn't have all the confidence in yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that period in your life.
Okay, well, just to keep it somewhat short, I could go on a while. I don't think I had the best. My first love, I think, was probably tackle football, and I played it, and I didn't really have the best experience. And I guess I felt I was not as mature, and I wasn't as developed as other kids. And I think that my aggression came later in my growth.
Let me dive into that. Just so you know me, I got to dive in. Just a little bit. So you were a big guy. You had to be a big guy then, right?
I was.
So you were a big guy, but more like a teddy bear. Is that what I'm hearing? That you didn't have that aggression and that eye of the tiger that maybe some of them wanted you to get, and maybe that came along with maturity?
Yes. As a freshman, I was probably 6'4", but I hadn't even hit puberty. So I was kind of just a teddy bear out there, and I was sensitive, and I really didn't have the best experience in football. So I guess my start to trying to fight, well, I did as a kid when I did LA Boxing, which was a local place for the first 2.5 years. And I would always did that. And then I went to football, but I guess to keep it summed up, there was a lot of negativity towards me for not playing football. And there was a lot of people in my life who went, you're wasting your size, you're wasting your potential and all that. And I was way overweight and unhealthy, and I wasn't being active, and I needed something that I loved that could bring me. And when I saw IKF and the East Coast Classic in 2023, I figured not only is that a goal that would challenge myself, but it's something that could help get me healthier, lose weight. And ever since then, I've lost about 75 pounds. So,
oh, wow. So are you saying that right now, are you still around 300, or what is your weight now?
I weighed this morning. I'm 311.
Okay. Oh no, not right at 300. You're over 300.
Yes,
right?
Sir.
That is amazing, though. So you were saying ideally you were approaching maybe 400 pounds.
Oh, I was about 15 pounds off from 400 pounds. Yes, sir. And I was 18 years old. Wow. Yes, sir.
What did that do for your confidence, though? I know you kind of alluded to it, but what did that do for your confidence as you look in the mirror, right? And then you maybe project of how people might be seeing you. How did that make you feel?
So being overweight, which I'm not the skinniest person in the world right now, but I guess past tense of what I was, which I'll show you some pictures when I see you. We'll get a little laugh out of it. But
okay.
I had no confidence, and I kind of was at a weird spot. But I think that seeing my running get better and my stamina get better, and seeing the weight come off, it really meant a lot, because I remember the first 2 weeks of I signed up for the competition. I think it was August 8th in 2023 when I signed up for the East Coast Classic. In the first 2 weeks, I was not eating at all, and I was really disciplined, but I was not losing weight. And I remember vividly coming home 2 weeks from App State, where I represent, but where I was going to school still. And I came home to my mom, and I was crying. I was upset. And I told her, I don't know. I don't understand what to do differently. And she told me to give some hope, some faith, stay calm, and keep trying, because you'll see progress. And then it was a week later where it came off like this, And then I was, when I weighed in for that fight, I was 335 on the dot.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, let me ask you a question. You mentioned the word about faith, right? How much does your faith play into this? Are you a spiritual or religious person?
I'm a Christian. Yes, sir. I believe in the Lord. I think that with the Lord, anything's possible. And I think that overall, I think it's God's plan to help me and find IKF and find this fighting, and to get me to where I'm happier and better and able to perform and make myself proud, most importantly, but everyone else in the process. So I think that it's all, for Jesus Christ. So that's really all it is at the end of the day. Yes,
that's
sir.
Good. No, that's good. That's good. I let people share their beliefs and their feelings openly on Johnny Davis Live, because that's what it's all about. And I think that whatever you have and whatever you can do to give you strength and empower you, I always say to people that whatever makes you strong when you're weak, whatever brings you light when there's darkness, whatever makes you feel well when you're sick, right? Run towards it for the most part.
For the most part.
That tricky part. When I think about you and I see your demeanor and your kindness and the way you are, but then I see you get in the ring and there is something different there that's burning. I'm wondering though, first of all, two-part question, even though you were big, were you bullied? And do you ever think that perhaps being a bully in the ring today might be beneficial to you?
Yes, there was definitely times in my life where I was bullied, I would say. And it became to a certain point in my life where I became numb to fat jokes and getting called fat or wasting my potential or whatever people were on to pick on me for. There's definitely a lot of anger when I'm in the ring that comes out, because I would do anything for any of my friends. I would give my shirt, my back, my hand, anything for someone that I love. But I think that you are right that when I get out there and I'm competing, there's a lot of past anger and a lot of thought of people saying I'm wasting my size or you're not going to be anything, or just, I guess, just people that burnt me in the past.
And you use that for empowerment.
Oh, absolutely. No negative from it. It's all learning experience, but I think that it's healthy that if you use past experiences, not in the bad way, but in a positive way. Like, for instance, IKF, it's, you just got to remember where you came from, who was always there, and who's helping you and who's showing up for you. Cause that's the most important thing at the end of the day.
Right. Well, that was interesting. That just kind of struck me a certain kind of way. So the second part of that question, yes, you do use it and everything, but now talking about your size, 300 pounds, 6'8", you got Courtney, who is like 6'4" and like 250 pounds, big guy, but smaller. And what I'm kind of getting to is that because you know that you're bigger, because you know that you stand on top of this guy, is there anything in your mind that perhaps now it's time for me to be a bully? Because it's okay to be a bully in the ring, right? Maybe now that I know that I'm bigger, if I push this guy around and I show him that, hey, that your punches don't really hurt me or your kicks don't really hurt me, but when I do it to you, right? Is anything in that? Is anything to what I'm saying?
I'd like to think so. You know how it goes. Listen, Courtney is a great guy. Him and his coach Bailey are wonderful. they gave me some seriously good insight before my last fight and took a lot of time, more time than they probably should, helping me.
Well, especially now that you're gonna be fighting him, yeah.
Right, like we got a picture together too. We hugged it out before, and we even talked about maybe training together one day. But I mean, it's just how it crumbles, you know. Area, I suppose, and we're going for the same prize, and we both are hungry, and I know they're working hard, and I know Coach Bailey's coaching them up and getting on his butt, making them work hard, and I'm over here working hard too. So I think it's just going to be best man wins. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to hug it out after. He's a great guy. Always all love for anyone. There's no blood, well, maybe blood, but no hard feelings.
Right. Yeah. He's a nice guy and everything.
Yes, sir.
Have you thought about the fact that he is 39 and you are 22? And by the way, that I won my first world title when I was 22. So I'm really aging myself. I'm really
You're great, man.
Well, now at 62, that's been quite a long time ago. But when I was 22, I was fortunate enough to have my first world title fight, and it was but I started really early, right? And stuff. But do you think about the age that it could be a factor? He could have old man strength, which could be, that is a real thing. And perhaps he could have that level of maturity that can be very dangerous for a young man, right? Have you done any type of analysis on that?
Well, see, it would be silly of me to underestimate him just due to age. I mean, I've watched him. I was there when he KO'd his opponent last time we were in Myrtle Beach, and I watched the main event last time, and I know he can fight. He's dang good. And age. Look, at the end of the day, it's if who's going to win, and it might be the young buck, or it might be 39. I mean, I don't really know if it's going to be a fact. It could, but I know he's training hard. I know he's doing great things for the people at his gym and everything. So I guess that's a stay tuned kind of question.
We'll see. No doubt. You know what? This is going to be weird. And you know me, I just like to kind of come on and just kind of, chat. I have never met Dana White with UFC. I've never met him. I swear you remind me of him the way you talk.
Really?
Demeanor. Has anyone ever said that to you?
No, but that's
some of you people out there, if you're watching right now, you can make a comment also in our comment page. If you see what I'm saying, right? If you've ever watched Dana White talk minus the curse words, all right? Hunter remind me of Dana White. I don't know what it is, but there is something there, about you. When now you are stepping up to a certified title, it's your first title opportunity when it talks about a certified title as opposed to a tournament title. Certified titles are defendable titles. Certified titles mean you are now the champ. You are the guy that people are coming after, as opposed to a tournament title, which you can win that every year, right? Different people can win it and all that.
Right.
Fighting for your first certified title. What has that been a source of motivation for you, or fear for you, or talk to me about it?
Motivation. I can't even express it enough. Straight motivation. I mean, it's the goal. I would have never expected to be here. I just can't even express the growth that I've learned for this experience. We're approaching a year and a half of different training camps and different training and different opponent strategizing and all that. Never would have imagined that I would be fighting for a certified title, and that's truly a blessing. And I thank you, and I thank IKF, I thank Courtney, I thank everyone. And truly, it's just exciting to me, and I'm motivation. I think about it all the time, and I might be a busy college student. I might have responsibilities. I might have 6 classes and field experience and internships, but it's not overlooked. I think about it daily. It's the number one thing on my plate and a number one motivation for me in my life right now. And I really want it. So it's been hard work, and I feel like I'm better than last time. I've been working really hard. I've been pushing myself.
Right.
And I've maintained, in my opinion, a healthy body and workout schedule and eating. And I think that it's going to be good. It's motivation. It's all motivation. It's
Well,
been
you went,
motivation for the
yeah,
past year and a
you
half.
went 5 rounds in the last fight, 5 rounds, and I saw instances of. I mean, I was thinking, well, does he want to quit or does he want to keep going and all that? But you just kept pushing, just like a locomotive, as I think I said in an article. Just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Let's talk about that for a moment. I like to talk to fighters about deep water, right? A lot of guys don't understand what deep water is. And some experienced fighters try to drag maybe lesser experienced fighters into deep water. That deep water is areas perhaps where your spirit and your soul and your energy has never been. Like going into the deeper rounds or going in when you're hurting and you're tired and you're sweaty, you might be bloody, and have you imagined yourself in the abyss of a fight?
Let me sum it up for everyone who's going to watch this. I think whenever you enter a fight, you never really. You have confidence, right? And you go in and you're ready, and you're like, oh, we're going down, it's going down, but then it goes down. That was my first time experiencing the deep waters and whatnot, and there were times where I was down on myself in it, but I think that's normal because your mind's racing. There's adrenaline, there's so much just in the moment. But to sum it up for deep waters, you gotta, it's like kind of cliche, but you got to think about everything you did, and you just got to go. There's not much thought to it. You just got to go. You just got to push. You just got to fight. You got to take it. You got to keep going. You got to dish it out. I couldn't tell you what I was thinking in the moment besides one split second in the first round where I got hurt. I was pretty hurt, and I had doubt in myself, but it turned around, and obviously I'm sitting here, and that was an amazing fight with an amazing opponent. And yeah,
what was that like getting hit, getting hurt, and then having to do self-talk right in the middle of the ring, right in the middle of a fight? What is that like? Is there a way you can explain what that feels like?
He clipped me here, and I fell forward a little bit, and I was kind of like, your body goes into a shock. I think you're kind of standing there, and your mind feels like it's the only thing working in that moment, and you just to sum it up, I don't really know. That's a hard question, honestly.
Right. Well, again, I don't do easy, but that's enough. JB Barnes said, I see it for sure when it comes to Dana, you looking like Dana White and talking, your demeanor is like Dana White. Now, Colin Leonard said LA Knight. I don't know what that is. What is that?
Well, first I'll give JV a shout out that if you see a guy with glasses standing on a chair screaming, that's probably him.
That's your buddy.
Yeah, they're all my guys. And LA Knight is more of just like it's a friend group kind of thing. It's like let's go. Let's hype, big game. Let's roll,
Right.
But
right.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of friends out. I got more people coming. The flag's coming back. I promise you, the flag's coming back. It was my birthday the other day, and my friends. Thank you. And my friends, they got the flag out and they put it on the wall in celebration. And it's like, it feels good to have such loving friends. And I could go on and I could sit here for 30 minutes and talk about all my friends, but I won't bore anybody. But they're awesome.
Well, let me see. Can I sum it up and have you sum it up for me?
Oh,
friendship. I do want you to tell me about the value of friendship, and also perhaps about what it means to you to be a good friend in return. See, sometimes friendships can be one-sided, right? And what is your opinion, your thoughts on the balancing of friendship?
I mean, it's truly everything to me. I'm an only child, so growing up, I don't have siblings, no brothers, no sisters. I have like 3 cousins, and I don't get to see them often. So everything for me growing up was the neighborhood, the friends, the people, and friendship to me is my view of brotherhood, my view of just loyalty and Friendship to me is everything. And I just don't know if I could do it without my friends. And that goes for everything. You know, I'm such a motivation-based person when it comes to like just making my peers proud and having their support. Like, it's everything to me. Loyalty is everything for me. I would hope that some of my friends would say that I would be the first person they'd call if they needed. Trying to say I'm the saint over here or anything, but it's just what I would do for a friend. I'll drive wherever, do whatever, be there in the middle of the night, skip whatever. But I truly do love all my friends, and I'm God blessed for the people that are going to be there March 15th and with the flag and the face paint and whatever they're going to do. The shirts with my face on it. Just those guys are just they're awesome. I
tell you, it's hard not to like you, Hunter. I swear to you, it's just too hard. It's just too hard not to like you. And I think that you're so articulate, by the way. Listen, I know people will say, why would you say that? Well, because people have stereotypes.
Yes, sir.
They have stereotypes about people of color. They have stereotypes about big guys. They have stereotypes about little guys. People have stereotypes, and that's just what it is. But you break them all. You break them all in all of them. You're athletic, you're articulate, you're nice, you're humble, but then you have that edge, that side of you that you bring out when you need to bring it out in the ring. To me, I mean, listen, I don't know who's going to win. Don't care. At the end of the day, I really don't care because I talk to people the same way pretty much with I really don't care who wins and all. But I'm telling you that your personality and your attitude is something that people really like, and it will draw people in.
Sure.
I will say the same for Courtney. He's a really nice guy. I mean, he's and very smart guy. I look back on the interviews that I did on him in the past. And I said, wow, this guy really is a smart guy. When you have the two intelligent people in the ring battling against, then you got to go into those other scenarios of fighting. You got to say, okay, who wants it more, right? Does he want it more because he's at the age of perhaps retirement, right? Or do you want it more because this is perhaps the jumpstart of your career, if that's what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Or, add to your bucket list. That is the questions, and those are the answers that we're going to be looking for on March the 15th in Myrtle Beach at the Landmark. Before we wind down here, tell me something that you would say is your biggest motivation in life, period. And it doesn't have to be about fighting. It could be about anything. What is your motivation in life that inspires you to wake up every day and go for it?
Gonna sound like a broken record here, Mr. Johnny Davis, but it's my family and friends. That's undisputed. Fine. I know I've been going on and on about it. Probably 20 minutes this podcast has been about it, but I have two loving parents that have been there forever for me. I'm nothing without my parents. I got great family. I got amazing friends. Some friends I've been friends with for literally 17, 18 years, and some friends I met recently who I would die for. I'll do anything for. And it's truly my friends and family who check in on me, keep tabs on me, that motivate me to be hardworking and challenge myself and do these things, because without it, I'm nothing. And I think that, and can't forget my Christianity and just the Lord. That's another, that obviously is the totem pole of it all, but it's kind of like a tree, everything is just, it lines up with each other, and it's all for the greater picture of making me a better hunter.
I like the fact that how you added the friends to family, and how you thought the fact that you were an only child. Do you think you would have been different if you'd have had, or it would have been different even for your parents if you had siblings?
Absolutely. I think that I would be a lot tougher at a younger age. Off growing up. That was a lot to
true, because your brothers and sisters, they will test you.
Oh yeah, I never got the older brother, little brother experience of nagging or fighting or whatever. So it was always my mom and my dad who were two of the sweetest people on the planet, and they were always really nice to me. I would sometimes act up and get the fly swat on me, but that was only when I was being not good. But
so you did actually get beatings and everything. We call them beatings. In the
No.
hood, we call them beatings. Some people say spankings or whatever, but I can tell you when I was coming up, there were beatings. It was all over everywhere.
I would definitely say more spanking. My mom would be very upset if I said beating, but it wasn't beating. She would just whap me with the fly swat, and I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
You know, little things like hiding the sunscreen or hiding my toothpaste or just being not doing my homework or talking back. You know, I learned early age just quit. You know, but
well, really quick, you know, again, you keep taking me into different things here, and again, you're my only guest today, so I can just dive in a little bit. You talk about your parents, and I can hear them, feel the love, you know, for your parents. I want you to talk a little bit about respect and how important respect is in this society today, and the fact that it seems to be missing, not just in families, but in our society. Why do you think that is, and how do you think we can fix it?
I think that in our society as a whole, respect's missing. And I think that a big factor of that is probably from social media. I think social media creates a lot of standards and makes unrealistic expectations, which is kind of unrelated, but at the same time, not. Just you see certain things and it kind of makes you want to be like that, or it peer pressures you, influences you to make rough decisions that might not go over well. And that could also be from parenting. It can also be from maybe the lack of support system, which makes people act out and not be respectful, or it's just different parts of the world. You know, everyone's from different areas. Like there's people from New York, and there's people from North Carolina and California. There's different ways to greet people in different areas of the United States and the world. And I think that also has a factor of just norms and standards that you grew up with or influenced by or whatever. I think that there's a lot of things that make it, but I was always taught to respect elders, respect peers, treat friends well, treat teachers well. And I think I've done a decent job at that my whole life. There's obviously things where you mess up, but I think I've turned out okay, I guess.
Yeah. No. I think what you're saying is very important. Would you say there was one specific formula that you had in treating people pretty much the same, if you will? I say the same, or with a mutual respect, I will say. Do you think that is your formula? Or do you have something else that you call on that make you treat people a certain kind of way?
I think that it really, for me, it came down to how I was raised. And I just think that I got the loving from my parents. And I think that just the way they taught me everything I know and how I act, I think that it just overlapped. You know, my mom's caring about certain details and my dad's protectiveness of just always not letting anyone touch, like just being there, you know, just like, I think that they created a force field around me that made me like almost respectful and nice and everything. You know, I would give credit to them. I'll give credit to the good teachers I had growing up, you know, in elementary school. I always had good ones, and middle school, and just learning social standards through high school and public schools. And I think public school is very important, but that's a different topic. But I think everyone should experience public school. I think that you learn a lot about yourself and others, and how the talk you learn. You see all different people from all over, and it's important, I think. But that's separate. I don't want to bore you.
No, it's fine. But I do want to, as I close out again, if you had a magic wand, what would be the thing you would change about this society?
Besides making everyone a Dallas Cowboy fan, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, you and my brother, you and my brother are best friends.
Yes, sir. I would do that. Just kidding. But I would, I think I would just kindness, you know, just, I wish people would view others with not such a negative mindset, more accepting and loving to others. And I think that would be good if people weren't so judgmental and so quick to the punch of isolating someone or not treating someone the way they want to be treated, because it's all fun and games until you get treated that way, and then you're upset, and then you think about, you know, maybe it's karma. I don't know, but just be nicer. Everyone should be nicer to everyone else. Don't, like, even if you hate a restaurant, don't write bad reviews and bring them down too bad, unless they're being mean to you. But like, don't just have an open mind, I guess. More open mind, more kindness. That's final answer.
I like that. Invite people to come out to the show, and why is that important to you?
Oh man, because well, I just I guess I've set an expectation because the first time I had about 13 people, and then the last time I probably had about 28, 29, and this time I'm hoping to have 40 to 50.
Right. Yeah.
And I I was joking with my friends. I'm like, let's bring lawn chairs because we're gonna have a lot of people. But it's everything to me because I just seeing my closest people, my friends who want to support me. It's just such motivation. It's such drive. They're chanting my name and singing my song and all that. Well, Tom Petty's song. I don't want to say my song. Rest in peace, Tom
I was
Petty.
gonna say, what was that song again?
I won't back down.
Oh my God, that's right. That is right. I won't back down.
There you go.
You
You could be
guys are
singing it too.
that.
Yes, sir. All my friends were singing it. I can't believe that they were so loud. You can't really tell on the AKP because I think the camera audio was more
Right, yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
But my friends recorded it and they sounded like a good melody, a good chorus. It was nice. I was impressed. I've rewatched it 1,000 times. I rewatch it almost daily. So
no way.
I promise you. If you could look at my views on my AKP live and my fight and my videos, you would be like, this guy's insane. You would probably call me insane. I'm running on the treadmill and I turn it on when I'm gassing out and I'm like, all right, let's keep it going. Or when I'm sparring or whatever, I turn it on in my headphones. I'm like, please, just this is my fuel. Like, let's keep going, you know?
Oh my God. You know, man, that is awesome. Listen, remember March the 15th is the day that we're talking about here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the Landmark Resort, where Mr. Hunter Sheeran is going to be taking on Mr. Courtney Reed in a certified, it was basically a regional title fight. And I tell you, it's going to be a war, man. I mean, 5 rounds. I think both guys want it. I just got a note from Mr. Reed. I think he'll probably have to come on another time and all. But, they both guys are hungry and all. And I think it's going to be something for people to really come out and see some Las Vegas type entertainment. We got 3 title fights on that night, along with all the other East Coast Classic titles that are coming together. And I think it's going to be a really good event for everyone. And I am looking forward, young man, to seeing you do your thing. Let me give you final words.
Final words. Just thanks to my friends who were commenting and watching and my family. And I'm excited. I hope to see everyone there. And if you see a big crowd of a bunch of kids my age with a flag and face paint, go up to them and give them a high five because they're awesome. They're paying the money and traveling to be there. So I'm excited and I can't wait. It's a blessing. And I'll just leave it at that. It's a blessing. Truly.
That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it for yourself. The certified IKF contender coming up on March the 15th in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Let's give it up for Hunter Sheeran.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it for yourself. We'll call him our gentle giant there, right? He's getting ready for a big fight with Courtney Reed on March 15th in Myrtle Beach. We ask you to get your tickets now. They're on sale on the platform, IKFFightPlatform.com. We also have a few tables that we're selling as well. So if you want to get really close at ringside, have a nice table and enjoy all the live DJ music and food, and that includes alcoholic beverages, which limited, for everyone. Plan to come out and check out that event. March the 15th, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's going to be a blast, and I'm excited about it. We will be talking with Mr. Courtney Reed on another show coming up here soon. We try to do our show on each Friday. And I guess also Chris and Tony Rossi were not able to get on as well today. People have schedules, they have busy lives and everything, and that is fine. But that is going to be a great fight as well. Johandra Gonzalez and Mr. Tony Rossi. Those 2 fighters are going to be doing freestyle kickboxing. And a lot of people have been talking about that lately. That's where you have those what we call the shooter gloves, like MMA gloves, people would say. But I want to be clear about the shooter gloves. I wish I would have uploaded a picture real quick, and perhaps I might be able to do that as I am talking to you. to show you what we're talking about, because I just want to say something about that, which I think is absolutely a game changer for the sport. The shooter gloves, again, are like MMA gloves, and it's where your fingers are out, okay? And they are presented by Blackout Gear. Now, let me say this. So I've never been a fan of 4-ounce gloves for people punching each other in the face. I'm just the truth, right? Because there's a lot of damage that occurs. In the amateurs, they have a 6-ounce glove like this that they grab and they punch, right, with. What we have developed here, and far as I know, they're not really out there and not in abundance. This is a 10-ounce glove, MMA glove, a 10-ounce glove. So in other words, pretty much the same as a normal 10-ounce glove that the other people are fighting in, except for you can grab, your fingers are out, and you can actually grab with this glove. So that, in my opinion, is a game changer. And I'll tell you why. Because obviously we're going to be having discussions in the IKF with Ms. Fossum, who's the CEO, and myself, who pretty much make the decisions for the organization. Because some Muay Thai fighters, kickboxing fighters have been asking for the smaller, they're thinking smaller, but at least that concept of a glove. I'll be honest, in my own personal opinion, it brings it a little bit closer to reality when we now have a 10-ounce glove. It's something to be discussed. But I'm telling you, it is a game changer. Because think about it, if these amateurs want to really get an idea about what it feels like in an MMA fight and kickboxing, they can certainly feel that a little bit more now with a 10-ounce glove and not take quite as much damage. So I want to thank Blackout Fight Gear for designing this. And by the way, I put that glove on and I was just shooting some punches and I was hitting. I'm like, whoa, those things feel dynamite and everything and all. I think this is a game changer, for our sport. And I like them. I still like the regular boxing glove, don't get me wrong. But I do think there is going to be a lot more potential for a glove with your fingers. Now, having your fingers out, if you're not, it might even give you a tighter clench, even though you don't necessarily, it might give you a stronger clench. The problem is, of course, you might get more eye gouges, which I do see in MMA and all, and that's just kind of part of the game as well. But I just think that fight coming up with Alejandro Gonzalez and Mr. Tony Rossi on March the 15th is going to be a good one. They will have smaller gloves. And we have a couple of more fights that are coming together in the East Coast Classic that also will be freestyle kickboxing. I'm telling you guys, it's something really to get excited about and everything. Is something that we put together for the sport to make it better. And I think that people are going to really enjoy it. And all the fights, we did some fights in Indiana last week. We've done it at the Harris Casino and everything. And I'm telling you, they were really, really exciting fights and all. So the event that we're talking about is this event on the screen at the Spring Classic. That's March the 14th and 15th. All the fights are going to be on the 15th. There will be no fights on the 16th. I could change that. I can even take that off. Registration, weigh-ins, and exams and all that, they're going to be on the 14th. But all the fights are going to be on the 15th, right? So we're going to put the exact schedule for the 15th there in the next coming days. We just want in the coming days, and we want to say that because the fights kind of do this right here. So whether we're going to have 25 fights or 35 fights, sometimes it's hard to say in a tournament, but we are certainly going to put all that up. All the fighters have to show up on Friday for the weigh-ins. We're actually going to start that a little bit later, probably more like 10 as opposed to 8. And all, but that's also on the website. And then, we're going to start some fights. Now, we also have the semi-contact going on that day, which is the PKB, which is very popular. As I said, the PKB is actually a little bit bigger than the full contact right now. To be honest with you, a lot of fun. And, for that event, we also give away a lot of belts for that. A lot of belts. A lot of trophies for the Spring Classic PKB. We hope you guys will go ahead and get registered for that on the IKFFightPlatform.com. Remember, it's all about points and not power. We also have the PBSC Point Boxing Sparring, which is getting bigger and bigger. We're making some changes for that so that we're just going to go across the country. If you know people, boxing gyms in particular, who might be interested in promoting the PBSC in their gyms or in their area, in their towns or cities, contact us. A good contact to start would be Mr. Rafael Mendoza over in California, as he's kind of leading the charge for our PBSC across the country. And our information is on our pbsc.com website as well. Or you can always contact me and I can lead you as well. But the point boxing sparring will also be at that event. Remember, it's all about points and not power. It's not in a ring. It's on a matted floor and they're wearing large gloves, and it is safe and it is fun and it is changing the face of boxing one punch at a time. What we've added this year as well is the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, okay? That is something that with Mr. Nick Ferreira, I'm probably saying his last name wrong, but he has the Blue Coast Jiu-Jitsu. It is a lot of fun. It is a great event, and we've done an event already. I mean, in total between the PKB and the full contact, and the BJJ, we had over 100-some competitors in our very first event. So I think it's going to have a great turnout. His event is going to start around 5 o'clock on Saturday evening, so it's going to be an evening event for the BJJ. He's putting together some super fights and stuff like that right now. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be exciting. Another reason to come out to Myrtle Beach at the Landmark on March the 15th for the BJJ. It's going to be a fun weekend. I hope everybody will make schedule for that to come out and hang out with us, because it's going to be a fun day. You can get registered on the IKFFightPlatform.com. I want to remind everyone about the IKF Fight Platform as well. We're going to do some special training on the platform coming up on next Thursday. If you have people in your groups that want to get more involved with that, they can contact me as well. But the platform works, right? We did the event in Indiana. We did a semi-contact. We did a full contact. You know, the brackets. It's all about the input and how you do it. So we want people to make sure you're using the platform. Make sure that you're going on and you're updating your profile. If you have not premium up. It's like $9 a year, whatever, right? Premium up so you can put your videos on there. You can put your belt ranking on there. You can put all of your information about you. Guess what? We're partnered with BoxRec, who is like the leading stats organization for fight sports, right? We're partnered with them. So our information is sent to them and their information is sent to us. And so you got a lot of eyes on you on the IKF Fight platform. Why not look your best, right? Premium up on the IKF Fight platform, and I think that you will probably get a lot more phone calls if you were looking for fights and stuff like that. Remember, we have our calendar on the platform as well, and that you can see all the upcoming events. They're going on across the country. IKFFightPlatform.com. I put this one on the screen right now because we have our local IKF promoter who is putting on this event tomorrow as we close out the show, February 22nd. It has 7 o'clock on there, but I know for a fact that the doors open at 4 and the fight start at 5 because he has 18 fights. I don't think that 7 o'clock is correct now that I look at that poster. And also make sure you check out, I think it's trykickpro.com for Triangle Kickboxing Promotions. It's going to be a great event, 18 fights, 2 IKF title fights. And if you can't be there live on the scene, check it out on our akplive.com pay-per-view channel. You can go ahead and purchase those right now. Mr. Derek Reams will be in the house along with some guest commentary. That's coming up tomorrow in Durham at the Durham Armory. Triangle Kickboxing Promotion presents IKF Championship Kickboxing. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. I want to thank you so much and thank my guest again, Mr. Hunter Sheeran, for being on the show today. Always respect each other. This is Johnny Davis live, and I'm checking out. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.